ladies and gentlemen, can I have everyone's attention, please? You'd like to move yourself into this area. Thank you for joining us. My name is Dean Kelvin, gentleman seated right where we represent Kennedy Wilson. Prior to taking bids for this property, I'll read the short terms and conditions of sale. Brett will have announcements to make. We'll get into the bidding process. I want to remind you all that all the terms and conditions of this offering are outlined on your brochure. You should be familiar with them prior to bidding on these properties. If you are not familiar with the terms and conditions of the sale, we advise you not to bid today. You can always overbid in court, and Brett will explain that in just a moment. Notice is hereby given that the undersigned public administrator of the state of Louise Black will sell a public auction on February 20th, 2010, 11 a.m. on the premises as hereinafter described to the highest best bidder upon terms and conditions hereinafter mentioned, subject to confirmation by the Superior Court. While the right title and interest is said to cease as by operation of law or otherwise acquired other than, or in addition to, that is said to cease at the time of death, and into all the certain real property described as follows. Common address is 21334 Providencia Street, Woodland Hills area, Los Angeles, California. Said real property improvements thereon are sold as is, whereas, with no warranty expressed or implied. Buyers, assuming any notices of violation or substandard posted against the property prior to sale and after. No termite clearance is provided. The buyer is purchasing the property subject to the rights of tenant possession if any. Should the buyer default on this sale, the procedures and remedies set forth in Probate Code Section 10350 shall apply, and the buyer may lose his or her 10% deposit and be subject to additional damages. The public administrator, guardian, and auctioneer make no representation regarding the property offered for sale, such as square footage, zoning, etc. Bidders must rely on their own inspection and research prior to bidding. The first $5,000 10% deposit must be in the form of a cashier's check. The title will be clear, subject to current tax conditions, covenants, restrictions, reservations, easements, rights, and rights of way of record. The sale will be made in the following terms. Policy of title insurance of 1/2 escrow fee at the expense of seller, 1/2 escrow fee at the expense of purchaser. A 60-day escrow will be open and accompany the seller's choice. The undersigned reserves the right to reject any and all bids and postpone the sale from time to time in accordance with the provisions of Section 783 of the Probate Code. Sales of these properties are subject to the public administrator's approval and probate court confirmation. In the event the sale of the property is not confirmed by the court, the high bidder's deposit will be returned. Overbids may be accepted by the court if they are made in court and they are an amount equal to the accepted bid plus 5% of that amount plus $500. The court shall determine any further incremental successive overbidding amounts. All descriptions and information derived from source deemed reliable, no guarantee is expressed or implied. Announcements made on the day of sale will take precedence, right?
I have a couple of announcements to make. Keep in mind, if you're bidding today, you had to sign in up front. You had to show us a cashier's check and a personal check. You had to get a bidder card. You should have read the brochure, the terms and conditions. This is an as-is sale. Dean's already mentioned most of the remarks that he just read, but very simply, today when we open up the bidding, it will be sold to the highest bidder subject to court confirmation and overbid. And what that means is whatever price it sells for today, someone could raise the bid in court. So make your highest and best bid today, and that way there may not be a second auction at court. So if you're interested, we'll get down to $5,000 increments, and then we'll say sold subject to court confirmation, and this whole thing will take about 1 minute. So if you're thinking, let's hold back, we're going to sell it, we're going to be on to the next property. So try to keep it moving. Also, it's an as-is sale. The owner, it is a probate property, the owner did die inside the property. That's one disclosure. I know the city did post some type of abatement order on the property. I don't know if it's recorded against the property. I'm going to assume it will be recorded eventually. So keep in mind, if you're planning on getting a loan on this property, most lenders will not finance a property with a substandard recorded against it, so you still have to buy it. So when we bid it up today and it goes for $200,000 as an example, and you call me tomorrow and you say when to cancel, you cannot cancel. I will keep your $20,000 and we'll go back and take about a 6-month process. We'll come back and resell it, and then you'll be on the hook for $200,000. So if I sell it for $100,000, next time you'll be responsible for $100,000. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you should not be bidding today. Also keep in mind, once we say sold, bring up the buyer immediately. I'll take care of the paperwork, and then we're going to move on to the next property. And once you're done here today, you'll give Ron or Dean your bidder card, and then if you're coming to the next sale, please sign in again there. Then we'll be moving throughout the day to each and every property. With that in mind, we're going to get started.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please use your bidder card to bid. That way I know on the people that are back there that you have registered and you have a bidder card. I won't accept your bid if you're just holding up your hands. So do use those cards to bid. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll open the bidding for $100,000. I have 100,000 bid. Who'll get 125, 150, 160, 70, 180,000. 180 is bid, now 190 going once, twice. Third and final opportunity, 190, 200,000 is bid, 210 is bid, 220, now 230,000. 230 is this gentleman here, now 240 to you, sir, now 250. 250,000, you raise your card if you wish to bid. Current bid is 250 where? 250 behind me, thank you, now 260. Are you bidding, sir? 260, now 270. 270,000 bid, now 280,000. I have 280. Hold your card up so I know you're bidding. 280 is bid, now 290. 290 is bid, now 300,000. 300,000. 300 for this gentleman here, now 310. 310 is bid, now 320. Current bid is 320 there, thank you, now 330,000. 330. She's saying yes and he's saying no, so I don't know who to take. 330. I guess we're going to take hers. Now 340. 340 is bid, now 350. 350, thank you what you did. Current bid is 340,000. Gentleman here in front, want to get 350 to raise. Thank you. Now 360,000. 350,000. Our lowest single raise is $5,000. 355 is bid, now 360. That's our lowest single raise. Current bid is 355 on my right. Do I have 360,000 going once? I have 360 here. New bidder, I saw that bidder first. 365 from either one of you or anybody else that's got a bidder card. Current bid is 365 is here. Thank you. Now 370. At 370,000. 370 is bid. Now 375. At 375. He says no but bids. 375 is right. Now 380. At 380,000. At current bid is I think it's your done. At 375 is bid. Now 380,000. Going once. At current bid is here. 375. Do I have 380 going twice? 380 is bid. Now 385. 385. Current bid is 385. What do I have? 385 going once. At 385,000 going twice. Third and final opportunity at 385. So it's subject court confirmation of 380,000. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to
Good job. Good job.
You're not going to